So how can you be consistent with your fonts if your fonts aren't available? You've got your brand fonts, you know what they are. And if you've been listening to me at all ever, you know that I want you to always use your brand fonts everywhere so that people can recognize you and know who you are, part of your color palette, your logo, your fonts. They're your main tools. But what if you are using a program to create some marketing for yourself and those fonts aren't available? You cannot use them. Well, the short answer is you can't. If they're not there, then, and you can't import them, then what you need to do, because consistency is the name of the game, you need to make sure that you're consistent with whatever the substitute is. For example, I use Futura as my body font. And if Futura is not available, my consistent go-to font is always Arial, because Arial is pretty much always available everywhere, and it's not massively different to Futura. It's not quite as nice, but it's not a big leap. So I can be consistent when using that particular platform to create my graphics. In this instance, it's a social media graphic maker type platform, but my go-to there would always be Arial. So it's just really about consistency. Now, if you have a flouncy font, a scripty font, or a really highly recognizable font that isn't easily substituted, the thing that you could try is, because if you're using that type of font, you really ought to be using it quite sparingly anyway. Those kind of fonts are invariably not so easy to read. So if you have a word that you need to use, or a few words that you need to use in that flouncy font that you cannot replace, you could always try inputting them as a graphic. Just create them as a PNG file. So that will give you a transparent background that you can import into your graphic maker and lay over the top. Because, like I say, consistency with your brand fonts is huge if you can. So always try and stick to your brand fonts where possible. And if not, import the font as an image or use a substitute consistently. And I hope that helps. I'll see you next week.